Beth, can you tell me your name? Introduce yourself.
I'm Brooke, and I'm very hungry.
Hi, my name is Marley Moen. I'm 21 years old. I'm a junior at Illinois State University, and I'm studying bilingual elementary education and Spanish.
My name is Eric Horna. I work with the RSOs at the Boat Student Business Office.
Hello, my name is Brian Foreman.
My name is Brian Kulaga. I am a junior special education major.
I'm Ohud. I came from Saudi Arabia. I'm 26 years old. I came here to US to prepare myself a little bit in my English, and I have bachelor degree in nursing. So my plan to take master degree in nursing here in US.
How would you define cross-cultural communication?
That would be communication between cultures, yeah.
To me, cross-cultural communication is just being more aware of how other cultures act and communicate, and being able to understand where they come from, and being able to talk to them about who they are, what they do, and everything like that. And it's important because the world is a lot bigger than the United States right here and right now, and I think it's so easy to get caught up in our lives and what we're doing, and we forget about everyone else that's out there. So if we don't communicate with them, it's easy just to forget about them and not have them on our radar.
My definition would definitely include something about open-mindedness and being open-minded to different modes of communication and having the ability to communicate with people, kind of maybe like a generalized set of skills that could be used for basic communication with people across different cultures.
Have you ever met someone from a different country?
If you consider India a country, then yes.
Yes.
I've not traveled outside of the U.S., but I have many friends who are in Europe, who live in Europe, and were born and live there.
I think one of my first impressions of someone from a different country was when I was in high school. I had exchange students from Spain, and that was the longest I had spent with someone from a different country. And there were a lot of little things, and at first they seemed very different. I'm trying to think of little things that stood out to me. Just some of the clothing that they would wear, it'd be really hot and they would be wearing long pants, and I'm like, okay, that's not normal. Or different things they did I thought were so different, but then as I got to know them, they were just like me and you, and it wasn't that different.
The first time that I met a person here, he tried to shake my hand, and that was not a lot for me because he's a man, and I can have this contact with a man. He is not from my relatives.
That I think the first time that I was ever exposed to people from different cultures, my parents were very sheltering of me, so I think when I was younger I kind of had this impression that people who were different, like colors of skin or had different accents, were things that I shouldn't have been associating with. So then I think that stuck with me until I realized that was not an intellectual thing to be doing, until I started to appreciate the differences between people. But I think my first impressions were influenced by my parents and their lack of openness.
The first thing they have a stereotype about the costume that I'm wearing, the scarf as hijab, and they have some wrong ideas about my religion and my country.
So what's the first thing you notice about a new person that you meet?
That they kind of...
I lived in Spain for a year, and while I was abroad I got to travel all throughout Europe. One of the biggest things I learned was that even though people seem so different sometimes when you first meet them, as you get to know them and you spend time with them, you realize down to the core they're just like you and like me.
What would you say is the most important thing about the friends that you have?
They're kind.
So do you think it's important for kids to learn more about cultures other than their own?
I do. I am half Peruvian, so it's important for our family. to kind of be involved in all that. I have family that lives in Sweden, Mexico, and Peru, so we kind of want them to know about all those different areas.
I think so. I think kids are they learn too much from their parents, their negative side of things. How it's just a bad experience. I had to call India for tech support. Oh, it's just terrible. And kids get that in their head and they grow with that. So if there was a class that could smooth that out a little bit, it'd be great.
Can you tell me about any other experiences that you've had on campus with younger students?
Yes, in fall semester, it was like International Day, and Metcalf asked us as English language student to go to Metcalf and talk with the students, the kids, about ourselves and our countries. And I was like from the group to the third grade student, and we start to ask them if they have any question after we talk about ourselves and our family and our countries. And one kid asked me why you are putting your scarf around your head, not as us, because we are putting it around our neck. And I told him that because of my religion, and I believe and I have faith about that, so I do it. And the other kid, she asked me if she have the right idea or wrong idea, because her father told her that women in my country and in my region, they don't have the right to study or work. But I told her, how comes I am here and I am graduating from nursing school, and I came here to complete my study, so no, this idea is wrong.
So at what age do you think you should start formally learning about different cultures?
I think as soon as you can, as soon as you understand, which I usually think probably about second grade. I think you should learn different languages starting about 5. The sooner the better.
I teach at a middle school. I teach students with learning disabilities, but we teach in the general education classroom as well. And I think cross-cultural communication could help, because this may just be one of the flaws of middle school, but the cliques are definitely already divided by race. And so if that's starting in 6th grade, which is what we're teaching, how can you eliminate that by the time you're in high school? It'd be really difficult. So I think a formal program would help kind of break down those cliques based on race now, and then keep them broken through higher education.
I think, first of all, it can't just be taught by a teacher standing up there and talking about cultures, because at least from my experience, students are going to kind of zone out after a while, and they're not really going to grasp the concept. I think it's better if they have interaction with people from other places, and if they get to kind of get a taste of other cultures and other types of communication, starting to learn a little bit of a new language or tasting new foods from other cultures and learning about holidays, stuff like that. You need more than just a teacher lecturing to the students.
Do you think there's anything that you can learn from people that are different than us?
Yes!
Like what?
How to make Chinese food?
Yeah. Do you think your child would like to have a pen pal in another country?
I bet they would, especially my oldest 10-year-old. She loves things like that.
Absolutely. I don't think, in most places, I don't think younger kids would have any inhibitions in doing it. I think they'd be all for it, and I think it would be really a good thing for them.
I think I would have loved to have a pen pal, well, any pen pal when I was little, but especially a pen pal that was abroad, because everything's so new and exciting, and to know that you're receiving something from so far away, like a little, if it was really a letter, even an email, just to think that we can communicate with someone with such a far distance between us. And so I think I would have loved that, and I think I would have learned a lot from it.
Talk to people as you'd want to be spoken to, I guess, and be considerate. There's cultural differences that you're going to interact with, so you just have to expect them, anticipate them, and work with it.
I learned something here in the US. like don't trust, no, don't judge the book from its cover, and that's true because if you see a person from another country and he looks different, don't judge him because he looks different. Wait until you learn about him and know this person more, and then judge him.
The only other things I have to add would be that I think the earlier that students are, or people in general, are introduced to diversity, the more opportunities they will give themselves and the more open they'll be to all sorts of populations. And I think that, as I mentioned before, it's important that the way it's introduced is more interesting and welcoming to the students, because then they won't be turned away from people from other cultures.
If you ever take me out to eat, take me to a Chinese buffet or an all-you-can-eat buffet. Because I eat anything that's not nasty. Okay, that's it.